Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet is the
Dr. Doreen is an expert in autism.
Doreen Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet is a visionary in the field of autism. Now you can ask her questions on Ask Dr. Doreen. I'm trying to be like Shannon, but I feel like no one is on board from school to ABA. I had hope from you and Dr. Doreen that he could recover, but now we are playing catch up and I am so sad. And I just want to send her a hug. I know, Dr. Grand-Pichet, I've started to notice how hard it is for people that I call that are in the in-between phase. These are people whose kiddos are between the ages of 8 and 14. And I hear from a lot of people that, first of all, at that point, you've got caregiver fatigue that sets in, which is, would happen to anybody, where it's like you're so tired, but also that things start to shift, that you see people starting to say that, instead of doing a comprehensive program, now we're going to do a focus program. I'm hearing from parents, it feels like everybody's giving up on this idea of the promised land. What do you say to a parent who's feeling sad and feels like people aren't on board? Because I assure this parent that I'm there with you. I'm sending you a hug. But what do you say to them, Dr.
Because I can't see the names, or I have no access to the internet right now. I'm wondering if this is the parent who recently shared with me a series of assessments for her child, and this parent wanted me to look at all of these assessments and give some guidance. Maybe the parent can write in and let us know.
Okay.
What I say is this, Shannon. It's extremely difficult. I understand, because first of all,
she says yes. That's her. That is her.
Yeah. So I know who this is. So here's what I want to say. One thing is that I completely understand. This is a lovely parent, by the way. We all love you. Let me just tell you, when I say we, it means everyone at CARD who knows you, because you have been such a dedicated, hardworking, committed mother for so many years. And we love to see that, and we admire that. And I think that, stepping away from the detail, I want you to know that your child is doing extremely well. So that in itself is a major accomplishment. Now, I know that when you're in the kind of nitty-gritty and looking at all the detail, there's a lot still left to do. But here's a couple of different things. First of all, Shannon, as most of our viewers will know, unfortunately, at a certain age, we have to discontinue doing these intensive programs just because the payers won't allow it, right? The payers are cutting off earlier and earlier, unfortunately, these days. And I know this parent in particular actually lost funding, and I believe went back and got some funding back, which is wonderful. But what happens is we are limited in time, not only because of the payers, but also because our children are in school now, and we have to add all of the academic burden to their program as well, and it's just too much, right? What happens is it just takes a little bit longer. Don't panic, don't worry. The fact that he's not done at this point doesn't mean that he won't be done. It doesn't mean that he won't get to a point where his life is independent and that he's happy and that he's doing all the things that you wished for him. It's just going to be a little bit longer. And let me tell you, in general, when our kids become teens, they learn in different ways. It's not like, when you're a child and when you're getting 40 hours of ABA, the acquisition rate, what you're learning, the cycle is so fast, right? It's almost like every day you're learning something new. But when you're a little bit older, those things need a little bit, they're more advanced things, first of all, they're more abstract concepts. and they need more time to kind of materialize and stay in your brain and merge with everything else that you've learned so far. It's just a slower process. It's not as fast. It's kind of like, you can memorize the ABCs in a day, but you can't put sentence structure together in a day, right? The more advanced the material, the longer it takes. And that's where he is. And your child has very significant strengths as well. Let's not forget those things, which will help him, and they will come into play when he is older, and they will pull it all together for him. And the other thing, Shannon, that I want to say is this. As parents of even typically developing kids, we start with a vision, and we're like, I want all of my kids to fit into this vision. And let me tell you, I had a lot of visions for my kids too. But I speak 4 languages, so I wanted my kids to learn at least 3 or 4 languages. Mm-hmm. Do they? No, they don't. My son only speaks English. I wanted my kids all to have some athletic ability and so on. Do they? Not really. So we produce these boxes that we want our kids to fit into, but the truth is, the box can have a different shape. It doesn't have to be the shape that you envisioned, but yet the more important things can still come about. And for this parent in particular, this is a very, very intelligent child. He's going to go on and do great things. Whether or not his social behavior is perfect is going to become less of an important factor. And that's just something, that's reality. But what you should fall back on is that you've done a incredible job. And there's nothing that you could have done that you didn't do. You've done an amazing job, and he's going to be great. He's going to have a wonderful life. It's just not going to be exactly the way you envisioned.
It might be better.
It might be better in a lot of ways. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I just want you to know that we're sending love to this mom. She says she's literally about to go into surgery, but she's listening to you and crying. So we're sending her love, hoping for good surgery and renewed feeling of being in people's arms, because that's where you are. We're sending you love. Thanks for watching Autism Live. If you found anything helpful in this video, please give us a like. In fact, make sure that you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and give us a like on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram for important updates. And please download our free podcast wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now.
To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.